Welcome back, Minties, to another segment of
Reviews in a Flash.
I am the Uncanny Omar, and this lovely lady
is the Amazing Amanda.
Is the Amazing Amanda
yes.
part of your title? The Amazing is your title?
Just like the Amazing Spider-Man.
But I already had dibs on the Uncanny Omar.
We can both be the. There's no reason we
All
can't.
Right, I guess
Share the wealth. It's just a little article.
Insignificant little word. And today's Reviews in a Flash is brought to you by
Darkstar 916.
So thank you, Darkstar. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about Volume 1 of Skyward.
Yes.
Skyward by Image Comics. Volume 1 is $9.99, by the way. If you want to try it out after listening to us go on about it.
Collects issues 1 through 5.
Yes. It's also available on Comixology, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So, Amanda.
Yeah.
Let's quickly describe the plot of Skyward without spoilers, because this segment contains no spoilers.
So, Skyward, which is rated T for teens, is written by Joe Henderson, who does the Netflix show Lucifer, and basically is about...
Based on the comic book?
Based on the comic book. So it is about Earth, and the premise is that all of a sudden Earth's gravity becomes a fraction of what it is. And of course, in the beginning, this causes a big disruption, a lot of tragedy, a lot of people die, things like that. But the main story actually centers around the 20 years later. So 20 years after this major event occurs,
and it's called
G-Day.
Yeah, G-Day.
Now we live in this world without gravity, or without a lot of gravity.
I think it's important. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note that the prelude to this is a father, a baby, and his wife. His wife is going jogging.
Yes.
And that's kind of where everything begins, right? She's jogging, and then there goes gravity. And he makes a choice. Does he stay with the baby, or does he go and rescue his wife, who is falling up, which is a big fear of mine because I hate flying kites, by the way.
Yes.
So he decides to stay with the baby because 20 years later, we find out that the baby is
grown up.
A little bit older now, and her name is Willa.
Yes, that's right, Willa. And basically, she is a delivery person, pretty much. And she goes around, so all she's ever known her entire life is a life without gravity. Of course, there are people who still want to, believe in gravity and want to still feel normal. And of course, with different inventions like gravity boots, they are able to stay on the ground.
It's interesting how the civilization has just go on.
Yes,
and
it is
prospered.
really...
Because they're using zip lines, they're always connected to the ground. Her father, in the meanwhile, is still scared to go outside because of the events that happen.
He suffered severe post-traumatic stress disorder, and she is pretty much the one who is handling everything in the house. She has a friend named Edison, and this type of lifestyle suits him for a very good reason, because he does not have any legs.
Yeah.
We don't know why he is missing his legs. They were amputated. But for him, doesn't matter, because when you're weightless, you can still go anywhere you want.
Yeah,
so it's
pretty cool.
It's a really interesting look at our world and who would benefit from this happening, who wouldn't, how our daily lives would be affected by this sudden change where we are used to living in a world where there is gravity and all of a sudden there's not. Of course, there's a larger conspiracy at bay, because this would not be a comic if there was no conspiracy.
If there was no conflict.
If there was no conflict, there would be no story. It would just be people walking around their daily lives. So yes, there is conflict centered around a gentleman named Roger Barrows, who is the said developer and inventor of these boots that everyone uses to still pretend that they can have normal lives on the ground.
And there might be a way to restore gravity, and it has something to do with Willa and her father.
Yes.
And all of this takes place in Chicago. So let's talk about the art. Lee Garbett is the artist on the book. I was familiar with his work on Loki, Agent of Asgard. Even though it has like a little sketchy look to it, I think it's
like
very clean and crisp. Look. I love it. It reminds me
and the coloring in it too,
a little bit of people like Oliver Copiel, or artists like even a little bit of Stuart Eminem with some Sean Murphy in there because of the sketchiness. I love the character designs. I love the way Willa looks. That cover is amazing where she's upside down. I don't know why. It's pure and simple, but...
It's a very simple story. And the way the story reminds me a little bit... Alita Battle Angel, just a very
Battle Angel Alita?
Battle Angel Alita, because you have this young protagonist who doesn't understand really what larger forces are at work and all the different ways these things are connected and what dark secrets lie there. And you have obviously this older father figure, which in this case is her actual father, not a surrogate. And they have to battle this person who seems like a good guy, but isn't really a good guy.
Maybe.
And
right?
so it just, which is fine because every story, you know, has similarities to one another, but that's why I enjoyed it so much. There was a very simplistic narrative to it where you can just enjoy the story for what it was.
I like her character a lot.
Me too.
Even though she's happy-go-lucky, she questions everything. Like, that's how she kind of discovers there might be a solution to this. And I really enjoyed everything about this book. I don't think I can think of anything bad I can say about it other than the fact that it is too short. I know we're going to eventually review Volume 2 sometime because it's just that good of a story.
I will add what I do love about it is the pictures do a lot of the talking in this. Because I noticed there's dialogue, but it's not heavy as far as a lot of narrative or anything like that. It is a lot of about the artwork, which I think does a fantastic job of helping you tell the story, conveying emotions and things like that.
That's a good point. So what would you give this story?
I think I'd give it a solid 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5. Okay. I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. It's one of my highest possible recommendations. I really enjoyed it. It reads like it should be a TV show or a movie.
It really does.
And it does remind me a lot of some manga that I read. So there you have it.
Yes.
That is the Uncanny Omar and the Amazing Amanda's review of Skyward. Sign us off.
Sounds good. All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notification of more great Near Mint Condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon, and also check out our Patreon if you want to support our channel. The link is in the description. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.